We can role play that out a little bit if you guys want to. If there's anybody in town you want to try to talk to, I wanted to give you guys a chance to do that as well. But if not, we can sort of just say, like, just tell me what you wanted to go shopping for, deduct whatever costs needed. Let's find out what a level 4 Zeada looks like, and then we'll get going towards this potential pirate ship.
Okay. Everyone can hear me? Because I
Yes.
can hear Tom. Good news.
Nope. I can't hear you.
Good. I was hoping so. So, a level 4 Zeada looks very much the same, but has figured out really how to use her shield for all aspects of combat. So, I now have a bonus action that I can use, and I can try and shove a creature within 5 feet of me with my shield. And also, it helps me with my dex saves. I can block dex saves with a bonus based on my shield, and I think I can, like, if I make a save, I can, like, take all the damage and deflect it from my shield or something. I think I'll check on that, but something okay. Like some cool shield stuff with shield mastery.
Oh, okay. Was it like a shield feat, like shield mastery is a feat?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Neat. All right. So
we've got the polearm guy, so it's like, fuck. I need a bonus action, and I can't steal his thunder, so I'm going sword and board.
Nice. All right. So we've got somebody that's just gonna fuck with your mind. Direct quote from Novakri herself.
I mean, that's been the case since the beginning, but yes.
Yep. We've got somebody with a long stick. We've got somebody with a big piece of wood for defense, and then we've got a halfling that just keeps disappearing behind people and either shooting ranged or shooting magic. I like it.
TJ, you went rogue?
Yeah.
Thank Christ. I'm sick of fucking thinking that you should have a bonus action of dash or something, and then you don't. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's level 2 rogue. Shit, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm finally that.
Right. I'm finally the minimal of rogue that needs to be for it to be considered rogue.
What was funny was as you were logging in, that's exactly what he started with. We were like, all right, talk about level 4, and he's like, right. I have a bonus action.
I'm a rogue now. Weren't you? Shut up.
Rogue stuff. All right. So, was there a part? I know, Chris, you said extra clothing. People are going to grab extra clothing just in case. Was there anything else that either people wanted to talk to anyone in town about, or that you wanted to purchase or attempt to purchase in town? I mean, it's a small town; doesn't have a lot apart from like survival gear. But was there anything else?
I think we were definitely talking. I know we did all want to get, or at least I know I wanted to get a secondary set of clothing as well. And I suggested that we all do that, especially considering the situation that, some of us on the boats just went through. But, aside from that, I don't know how much there is in terms of people here to talk to. I mean, go to the bar, collect on I forget how much gold it was, but the decent chunk that was collected there for taking care of everything, and
yep.
Yeah, I don't know how much more we were looking for in here.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't glossing over or fast forwarding anything. And I also, just as a fun aside, so during the adventure, when you guys post memes or gifs or gifs or whatever, I'm I don't see them, but after when I'm shutting everything down, they all pop up. And so the one of I think it was from Scrubs where the female doctor is like, whew. I saw that and I was just I wonder at which point that popped up, because when someone fell in the water?
I know exactly what point that popped up. That was when I first got attacked by the thing underwater and it was 7 damage, and I'm like, that's not terrible.
It's not as bad as it could be.
Uh,
Okay.
well, it wasn't like 17 in the water dragging me down and 17 fucking damage on one strike. So it's like, oh, okay.
So there were, because I did talk to Dolan about that, because she was like, if anybody falls in the water, can I just suffocate them? And I said, you could, but drowning rules in 5th edition are really hard. Like, it's really hard to make a drowning actually happen unless you can hold them down. And the plesiosaurus has to breathe too. So it just like, I went, you can, like every 5, like we basically came up with a system.
tough.
Yeah. Yeah, we just came up with a system where like every so many actions she had to surface again, so that if anybody was in the water getting attacked, eventually you would have a chance to get away from it. But
Hey guys, I need to step away for a few minutes. I'll be back.
okay, but yeah, but the plesiosaur was doing, I think it was like 3d8 plus something, like not a lot, like +4 or something was what it was doing for damage. So like 7 damage was actually pretty low roll.
Yeah.
But.
So I was like, all right, whew, okay.
All right. So with that, I'll say that you guys get a good night's sleep. So everybody's health is tapped up, they're back to the top, and you set off in the morning with like your new gear, your extra stuff and things that you needed to pick up, and you start heading out with your ice beaks. Like I said, in order to get to the Duchess, the directions basically were head northeast out of town for about a day or so, and then you can't miss it. It's this huge ship that's just wedged in the ice, not going anywhere. So you guys set off, and so because this is your first like overland travel, I need 2 people to roll me a d20 and tell me what you get.
D20.
A whole 6.
All right, I'm going to take the first 2 that came in. So I got Rothgar and Zeada. Loki, if you want to hold that, you can hold that for the next time we have to roll or whatever. But so 16. Let me just check. Okay. So as you guys start making your way across the sort of the cold and blustery, snowy tundra, where yet again, just as a reminder, it's never more than low light during the day because the sun never really rises above the horizon line, and it sits there for like 5 or 6 hours and then starts to drop back down again, so that the eventual cold nights are like what you're faced with again. But you make good time across the snow and ice. You're able to keep a fairly good northeast bearing without having to sort of divert or have to deal with any sort of problems that come up. After, I'm going to say, about 8 or 9 hours of travel, you guys start to see that you're getting closer towards the sea of moving ice where this vessel is supposedly captured. And it's starting to get dark and nighttime's starting to set in. What is your plan for nighttime?
All right, so how far are we from, civilization and stuff? We're traveling out away from civilization?
Correct. Let me show
Exclusively.
you. Yep, let me show you on the map.
That's not the right sized.
We'll see. Hold on.
Right, wrong portions, regardless.
So you guys, was it shift? What is it to zoom in on a section of the map? Is it shift C? Not shift C.
Shift click. Shift
Shift
hold click to have
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah. So Bremen is where you guys were on the southern end of Mare Dualden. And then this sort of zigzag path leading up to where it says the Dark Duchess is where you're headed. And so you guys have basically made it right about there.
So
Right about there.
just so you know, there is no words on our screen.
Nope.
That's actually really good to know, because that means I might as well just I'll reveal more of the map as we go, but
Yeah.
that makes me feel very good.
Unfortunately,
marker?
it's like there's definitely things where it's like I kind of saw it when I was like on my other one, and it's like there's things where it's like this would be super like informative to have, you know, the name of the fucking town. Why is that secret? What the fuck? You don't know where you are. Well, we were heading towards Bremen, and the map said, "Fuck you, who? I don't fucking know, asshole." So, just
All right,
so you know.
all right, so I'm just
Gee,
gonna
how do you really
this.
feel?
So this is where you're headed, and this is where you were. That's Bremen right there. Let me go back to this. Come on. All right. So you guys left Bremen, which was right there. That box. You
Yep.
are currently right about here, and the name of the ship is the Dark Duchess, or so you've been told, is right there, give or take.
And this is the campaign where we like the tent wouldn't be like super helpful, right? Potentially because of like just the winds and the stuff.
No. So the first time you used the
Like,
tent,
it might be
was
okay,
very
but-
helpful. Yeah, it was very helpful. It just, I think the second time you attempted to use the tent, there was basically like a giant windstorm going on, and the fact that
Yeah, so
the
it could
tent
work
that-
against you, sort of thing.
Exactly. Like, I mean, you guys could also do things like, you know, like set up like a snowbank that the tent's against, so it
Yeah.
blocks the wind or something like that. So like you,
I
like
just
it's-
wanted to make sure I wasn't confusing this with the other campaign we were running with the with you, TJ, and I. All right, so I think we're camping ish because it's like so dark.
Yep.
Yes.
Are you guys going to set up watches, or how do you want to go about this?
Yeah. What do we have for night vision people?
No one,
Okay, fuck.
unless it's you.
So I was
Because
thinking about
I know
that
I have
today.
dark vision, but shit, if it's just me.
So you get watch all night.
Apparently. Well, who
Yeah.
else is gonna look?
I also think that the other question is that are you guys going to light like a fire or anything? And is it possible that you can have a fire in the tent? Like, I don't mean like let's set the tent on fire kind of thing, but like maybe maybe there's like I don't know, like I'm imagining it
Like
would
an
almost
igloo?
be- yeah, like an igloo where there's a hole at the top of the structure so that like smoke and can get out so that you can, you know, not die kind of thing.
Yeah, not dying again sounds really good.
Yeah. If I can make Loki to next level, I'm definitely taking Shape Water. I was contemplating that beforehand, and I really wish I did. Because making an igloo would be great.
And it's much less to carry too if you can just like, you know, make your house instead of having to pitch it. But yeah, okay. So I guess the two big questions I have is, one, are you going to keep try to keep a fire lit outside? That's one. And then two, what does the watch structure look like? Or are you just going to like douse the flames, hide in the tent, and hope nobody knows kind of thing?
All right, so we've definitely got bonfire available to us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say that
So-
like it's open tundra, but there are like there's scrub and there's brush here and there that kind of poke through the snow that you can break off dead branches from. I mean, you're not going to have a bonfire by any means, but if
Oh,
you need
yes,
to like
we are.
have some, okay,
That's my spell.
Yeah,
Bonfire.
it was specific to like, yeah, I thought we had bonfire the spell.
Yes.
And Loki has that, so
the
Yes.
other thing to remember is actually, you know what? Everybody, give me a
deception.
survival check. Give me a survival check.
Survival.
Mine says
That's 11. That's more than 12. It's not.
as soon as Beyond wants to load.
I'm treating this as like a group check. So if enough of you pass, you'll know this. Yeah. Okay. So it's a DC of 10. You guys have all lived in the north, and you kind of know about this. Much the same as if you're in the desert, lighting a fire is a beacon for anything and everything to observe you. But if you take the time to like dig down in the snow and make a hole to put the fire in, it's much less observable, like across the tundra, right? So I'm gonna assume that you guys have that kind of knowledge, and that you're not just like, if you are gonna make a fire, you're not just gonna like, put a giant "Hey, we're right here" sign out for yourselves. I mean, you can if you want, but
Yeah.
as in most things, there are consequences. So
Yeah, so I think if we want to go with like that sort of idea of like the stealth fire, I mean, unless anyone thinks it's like, we don't really need the fire, I'm cool with that because I definitely am just, fine with the cold. So,
Yeah, I think we need the fire.
okay.
Just so for visual for the majority of us,
Fair.
and
Yeah.
to stay warm.
okay. So all right. So we set this. So we basically set it up so that there's a small fire outside of the tent, so that anyone that's not Zeada has the ability to at least, see if something comes out of the darkness towards them. The folks that are in the tent, there'll be some form of warmth that's in there to keep you guys alive and not dead. I know many of you have various levels of resistance or clothing, etc. So I'm not gonna. No one's gonna get dinged as far as like having to make con checks or anything. I just wonder who has first watch.
I'll take it if nobody else wants it. Doesn't bother me one way or the other. Which
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. And do we like? I forget how we did it the last time with you guys. Is it this 3 watches per night, or is it 2 watches per night?
I think it would need to be, like 4, right?
Yeah, because it's 8 hours, right? But you only need to spend 6 hours like resting or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if we each take 2, that'll make up the 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could do like 3, 3, and 2, or whatever, however you want to do it. But all right, cool. Yeah. So each of you. So Rothgar, you're up first. Give me. Everybody else is resting. Rothgar, give me a perception check.
oh, Jesus Christ!
Okay, guys, I'm back.
All right, you're back just in time.
Who
to
watched me
maybe
fail
have-
that roll?
All right, so your first watch passes relatively simply, quietly. Nothing seems to catch your notice. It's cold outside. The wind picks up periodically and kind of howls across the landscape around you. As the sun has set now and the moon comes out, it's a very thin moon. I believe like we passed the new moon a couple days ago, or like a day ago, or whatever it is. So it's just starting to wane, but it's kind of an overcast night, so you don't really notice much of anything. All right, so your 2 hours pass. You can go in and get some shut eye. Who's coming out for watch next? All right, Zeada steps out. Maybe it's the fire. Maybe you just can't focus on the darkness with the light in front of you, but you don't seem to notice anything as well during your 2 hours. Again, you do hear the sort of whipping of the wind, and you do like periodically like hear like the sounds of creatures moving and whatnot, but it sounds very far away. Like it doesn't sound like it's anything that's an immediate threat, or that anything is like paying particular notice to you. And your 2 hours pass. Who's up next?
Sorry, I'm eating. I'll go.
Okay. Well, I imagine like Zeada comes like, who's up next? And like Loki and Novakri are both just snoring, and they don't even get up. Like they're both like
Just kick one of them.
just kick one of them. All right.
Okay. Sorry, I'm eating something here. So you need a perception check?
Yes, please. Oh wow. Novakri, you kind of see the same thing. Like you don't see much of anything beyond like what little light the fire that's by you casts out into the darkness. But maybe about halfway through your through your shift, you hear somewhere far up above you in the night sky. You can't see it, but you hear what sounds like massive wings just like beating the air, just sort of like whoosh, whoosh. And you hear it kind of coming closer, and then as soon as it's coming closer, it's away again, as if like whatever it is either has chosen not to pay any attention to you or is not interested in you at all.
Ghost Riders in the sky.
All right. So with that, you're actually, you know what? Do me a favor and roll an intelligence check and give yourself advantage on it.
Intelligence, what?
Like just like a straight up intelligence roll, like whatever your intelligence, D20 plus that with advantage.
Okay. Sorry, the stupid thing's not liking me.
I don't think anybody is upset. Well, maybe Chris, but he's biting his tongue. He's being good.
I'm perpetually
fucking
grumpy.
Typical Chris.
So with a 14, the DM says to you, you might know what you just heard, but whether you want to talk about that or not, that's up to you. All right, so your shift comes to a close. What are you doing?
Sorry, eating.
Novakri comes into the tent just eating a massive sandwich, and anybody who's awake goes, "What the fuck? Just holding sandwiches out on us? What?"
Is that what you were doing for 2 hours?
Everybody else is like chewing on like 3-day-old jerky and like grass. You come in with like a tuna melt. You're like, "What the? Where did that come from?"
We just came from a fishing town.
Do you have
It's
a
true.
fucking panini press somewhere?
Well,
It's that ring. It's so warm.
Well,
You should-
you know the guy that used
as
to
she's
come out of the
walking, it's
Pokeball?
just between her thighs, and it's just like heating up.
You guys, you remember that guy that came out of the Pokeball used to?
Oh yeah, that guy. Whatever happened to
What are
him?
you eating him?
He was delicious.
Okay.
Oh man! All
I
right.
worked so hard to train him too.
Tastes
I
like
wanted him to be the very best.
it. Grade A prime.
All right. So you come
There's
back
something
in,
wrong with me.
panini press, and minus a couple limb sandwiches later. All right, Loki, it's your turn. Go ahead out and give me a perception check.
I was not expecting that Novakri was gonna be lined up with Drac.
True.
Of all of them, like that was not the one I was expecting.
So you two hear the howling of the winds as the night kind of spirals to an end and the dawn begins, and you guys have kind of tried to time your travel and your rest periods so that you can sort of maximize the amount of like daylight and actual like low light visibility that you have as much as possible. And so you don't notice much of anything except for that sort of that hopeful moment as the sun starts to crest over the horizon line to the east. And just as that starts, you realize that your 2 hours are up and that it's best to like pack everything up and get going. So you go back into the tent and immediately kick Zeada because she kicked you. And it's
Why
time
would
to
I
get
kick
moving.
him? Did I kick him into Novakri?
No, I imagine that you kicked them both because you didn't know whose turn it was. And then you went.
Okay, that's fair. Whoever stays up. So he didn't even know.
I feel, yeah.
Now he's just being a dick. You're turning him
Well-
into Littlefoot, and I feel like that's unwarranted.
I'm sorry. I'm putting actions in people's mouths. I'm sorry.
I'm kind of grumpy, and I say, I hope that dragon gets you when he gets here.
Why do you know all of the things that are happening? Stop reading the module. Zeada says to Novakri.
Module? What is this module you're talking about?
Sorry, I dumped into some Deadpool.
Fourth wall?
I'm psychic. I am reading the DM's
Sorry, fourth
mind.
level, and I got fourth level, fourth wall. I'm all messed up, but we're good now.
I'm psychic. I'm reading the DM's mind. You know that.
I'm reading your mind, and I'm still confused. What the fuck?
Everybody wakes up and Zeada's wearing
What?
a red and black mask. It's very no words. Nobody says anything about it.
It's like, Tom, why are you wearing a tutu now?
Am I?
Because I look great in it.
It's because I think these are coming into fashion. Spring tutus. It's all the rave.
Yeah, that's not the vibe I'm getting from your mind, dude.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so everybody gets up, you break the tent down, and you start traveling again in that northeast direction. And as you probably press on for another, I would say 2 to 3 hours. But as you kind of come to the crest of like a series of like snowy hillocks, you see in front of you the sea of moving ice, which is just like a giant ice flow that's constantly rotating, smashing into each other. New bits of ice are rising up out of it. It's just this churning madness of land that you can walk on one moment and then the next not. Some of it never moves, some of it's constantly in flux, and it's just honestly it's probably it's both magnificent and horrifying all at the same time. But across this featureless frozen desert, you see there is a smooth white surface of ice, and it's uninterrupted except for a towering ship whose exterior seems to be covered in frost and ice, and it's probably about a half hour or so away from where you are right now.
And this shit's all stable, right? Like
Give
that,
me a survival check.
because that's why, like the ship is stuck there. Yeah. 12.
This was a DC 10 check. Yeah,
Alright,
it is stable. It looks like what happened was the ship probably started to move in through the ice when there was a break in the flow, and then just got pushed closer and closer to the shore, where the ice gets like firmer and firmer and firmer, and just sort of smashes together against each other until such time as either there's a thaw or like something huge breaks through the ice, or something like something of magical nature like pushes through or whatever. So this looks about as firm as it's going to be, about as firm as it's going to get.
Yeah. So like even the pieces of ice seem like they're not going. excuse me, not going anywhere unless something makes them go anywhere.
Correct.
All right,
Correct.
cool.
I'm just gonna just because it's really cool looking. I'm just gonna sort of open up some more of what the sea of moving ice kind of looks like. Like it's just this huge area of just like constantly shifting and moving giant blocks of ice. If anybody's ever played the game, what is it? Not Neverember. It's like the newest version of like D&D on. There's a whole campaign where you're in the sea of moving ice, and they do a great job where you basically have to like sail through on these like wind canoes through all these giant flows of ice, and it's like this massive map. It's pretty awesome. But that's what you guys see. Like I said, you're about a half hour away from it. There does not appear to be anything else on the horizon or around there. So you guys can like head straight forward if you want. It's up to you. What do you guys do?
All right, just a quick question: are we on like this like shoreline area now?
You guys are roughly
Like,
roughly
along
say,
like this area ish.
yeah. I was actually gonna say that you guys are probably somewhere back around here. Or
Yeah.
So.
So
Yeah.
just like around there, and then so that red square is the half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
To get.
All right. Cool.
And so and I know this map makes it look like you're gonna jump across ice floes to get to that one. That's not the case. It's a straight hike to get there.
Okay. All right. Cool. I mean, unless if there's nothing that I can see, like you said, nothing I can see on the horizon or anything, nothing that seems like a threat around. I think we're all just good to go, right? No objections from anyone?
Are there any
Not
lights
here.
coming from it?
There are no. Give me a perception check.
Oh fuck! So that means it's a player.
Tonight's guest will be playing the part.
It's not a
abandoned
skeleton
pirate
crew.
ship.
Oh, did it? And
Oh, finally.
So-
It's another fail.
Rothgar, you don't notice anything. You don't notice any lights or anything that sees you coming from it. It appears like the classic ghost ship, like where like it's been abandoned. It's covered, like the sides appear to have like ice kind of piled up and stacked against it. It lists a little bit to the left, but like frozen in place. Like it's almost like a memento of a time forgotten kind of thing.
And why are we coming to investigate this again?
So one of the rumors that you guys heard about was that where there's a pirate ship, there's bound to be pirate treasure, and
Oh, that's a good reason.
that the treasure hunters amongst you were like, "Let's go do it." If I could put it in so many words.
So, pirate treasure
No,
ship,
that's reasonable.
pirate treasure ship, bad pirate crew. That's all I have for notes. And Zeada found out about it, but I mean, so that's those 6 words convinced me. So.
I was sold.
So I guess that she must have made a persuasion check with everyone and was just like, pirate treasure ship, bad pirate crew. You're in, right? All right, let's go.
I actually think, if I remember correctly, when you guys were figuring out what to do next when you left Dugan's Hole and went the entirety of the length of 10 towns, you were like, Bremen, we've had that on the list for a while, and there's a pirate ship. And everyone went, yeah, that sounds good. And now we're here. So,
well, that and there was the lake monster, which I'm just about to mark off as done. I was gonna say dead, but no, technically not.
Well, eventually it'll die.
Yeah, not immortal.
I mean, unless
Awakened,
it reaches
yes.
godhood. I mean, and that's unlikely.
It's you guys actually met the big boss, and it ran away. Like after you just hit it a few times. Right now, it's out just working out, like getting so fucking pumped that it's just gonna come back super jacked. But
Yes.
anyways, as you guys come up to this ship, you get maybe like 15, 20 feet away from it, and it's big. Like the edges of the boat rise some like 10, 15. The fore and the aft decks maybe even 20 feet off the ice. You all hear, without having to make a check, loud thumping and creaking coming from inside the ship's hold. You also hear the sounds of some creature just snarling and being like, and it seems to be speaking words, but what languages does everybody speak?
Is it a halfling? Because I speak halfling.
Oh, man, you guessed it. No, it's not a halfling.
Celestial, Gith, or Quarry.
Nope, none of those. It is not an angry celestial.
All right.
Let's see. I got common, dwarvish, elvish, and undercommon.
It's none of them.
All right. So the only one that I have left that hasn't been listed is giant.
It is in fact a giant.
Fuck yeah.
I did not know that you spoke that. I was fairly convinced nobody was going to know this. And so what you hear, it's a little difficult because it's coming like through the walls of a ship, basically. But what you hear is like this snarling, gibbering, like just drooling voice that's like, "Open the door so I can eat you," is basically what you're hearing.
Someone with
That's
another.
the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
What are you saying? What did you just say?
I said that was the stupidest shit I've ever heard in Giant.
Oh, okay. All right. I that was okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, he's whatever is in there is dumb.
Okay. Well, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, if we might want to check it out and see if it's trapped in there, and then just fucking kill it.
Oh. Well, oh yeah, I can't understand this, so that's good.
Because if it's behind some bars, because it's just dumb, and I think would be an issue.
Zeada is actually now conversing with Loki in Giant, so Loki's very confused and doesn't know what
I'm
he's
not
saying
tall
or she's
enough
saying
to
at all.
understand this. Your words are way up there.
So with that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everybody over to the map so you can see what's going on.
Boss. Rhoda.
No, that's not it. Or is it? Come on.
Just kidding. We know that's Giant. Nah, that's not Giant. It's Dragon. Giant is fucking club to your face, and then you fly miles into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so everybody's down there on the map.
It's just the screen shakes, and then death.
You guys can probably see a little bit over the edge of the boat. Most of it is in darkness right now. How do you want to go about exploring or doing whatever you're going to do?
Well, we're not gonna let him out.
Kevin, if I did not make this clear, that voice and those yelling is not directed at you. It is like, it's not like telling you to let it out so it can eat you. It's a voice talking to something else.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like something that like had figured out that we were there or something. Okay.
No, like all of a sudden with that last comment, I was like, oh shit, no, no.
All right, so it's something where it's just like, okay, so I'll just convey that it's like, well, there's something in there that wants to eat something. It sounds like it's trapped and it wants to eat the people, but it's just asking, or well, kind of demanding to be let out so that it can eat them, which I think is a bad tactic.
And you definitely hear the sound of something like thrashing and crashing against things.
But, that's all I got. So, how do we want to proceed? Are there like ladders or something on the way, or like a thing that we could see that might be an easier way to get up?
So you
send people who can sneak up, maybe.
So from where you're standing, right about here on the boat, like right about the midsection of the boat right here to right about here is maybe about like a 10, 12-foot climb that you could probably get up with, I would say, a moderate athletics check. You could literally give someone 10 fingers and help them up, and they could do it with like a very easy athletics check, or you could try to climb it up. You could also try to explore or look around the ship to see if there's another way, but where you are right now, there is nothing that you see. And I'm saying that you guys kind of came up on the ship like this way, like kind of like, coming up at that angle. And so you've seen the back of the boat, and you've seen this part of the ship. If you want to, and on the back of the boat, you saw that there were on the second level. So this is sort of like the top level, but going down a little bit. There were windows. There were 2 windows back here, but they're boarded up from the inside. They look like they would be very difficult to open.
Well, I'm up for taking a walk around the boat to see what's what.
Yeah, I think that wouldn't be a bad idea.
All right. You guys, I'm not going to make you guys move around and like roll or whatever. But so as you kind of progress around the boat, you hear, you continue to hear this thing like thrashing and yelling and Giant. It clearly has no knowledge that you guys are there. It's dealing with something else inside the boat, and when you get when you get around the top, like the front of the boat, so the for everybody who plays the Pirates game, when you get to the fore starboard side, you see that there are another couple windows, and these don't appear to be barred. They are very small, though, but a small person might be able to wiggle their way inside.
I think we have, at least one that'll fit that description.
And it also, so this is maybe about like 7 or 8 feet up. So literally somebody could just hoist a person up to go in. Otherwise, like I'll say that you give the whole boat like a quick walk around, and you. Apart from that, it looks like the only other way in is just to try to like climb up the side of the boat, and this like area right here, like the midsection of the boat, like on either side, is roughly the lowest section that you could get into to climb up and get in. Actually, I take that back. There is some rigging that's at the front of the boat that you might be able to use to climb up a little easier, but it's a little higher of a climb, so the rigging evens out the check. And by moderate DC, I'm talking like a DC 12 to climb. So
I'm thinking we might want to check the window in the front starboard with kind of a 10 fingers. Loki, see what's going on in there and make the call on whether you want to climb in.
It's the move. It's a what's a military movement called? Like a
maneuver.
A maneuver. Yes, this is called the 10 key maneuver with the 10 fingers and the low key. Either that or the low 10. I don't know, but it sounds cool.
Or a minor key.
Mission name.
Oh, I like it. So if you guys are going to try to do the window thing, I'll move you guys over to where it is so you can get a better idea if you're okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Zeada, perfect. Low key. Sure is
what
everybody.
else is new?
Rothgar. Zeada. Okay. And so, Loki, the window is right about here. And I'll grab you and kind of like just show you I'll describe the room for you, and then if you go in, you can squeeze through. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I'll to take a peek, sure.
Okay. So if Rothgar or Zeada kind of lifts you up, you kind of standing there on like their palms or maybe their shoulders, and as you peer into this room, you see that there is a frost-covered bed in one corner, and everything else in this room appears barren. Like there's nothing else in this room, and there's a closed door leading out from it. And so I'm just going to grab you and show you this. Can you see in that room? Hang on. Can you see?
I see like 4x4 space. It's very tiny.
Yeah, it's a very small room. Do you see like a bed right here, and then like this is the window that you just came through?
Oh wow. Okay.
And then this is the door.
All right, and there's no entity in here. There's nothing else.
There's nothing in this room apart from a frozen bed.
Oh, weird. I would go back out and I'll ask Zeada, did we hear something coming from here?
It's so you can tell because the sounds are still coming. It sounds like it's coming from like in the bowels of the ship. So you're not like quite where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah, we can all hear it. I just understood it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, I was kicked last night when I slept, so I think I'm just gonna cozy up into this bed.
Everybody's outside waiting, waiting, waiting. See, Novakri's the only one to roll above a 20 on a perception check, and you just hear the sounds of like sweet halfling snores coming from inside the room.
I was
Hey,
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually going to suggest that we might have, you know, maybe like Hrothgar and Novakri, like check out somewhere else, and then I'll catch up if it turns out that that Loki is all set in here, and we can swing around and meet up with him. Or if it turns out that he has to come out, we'll both meet up with you.
I'll come out and join you guys.
Okay.
And Loki,
I
there
wouldn't
is a
actually
there is a doorway in this room that leads out of the room. If you wanted to continue
Yeah.
to explore.
Yeah. Oh. I see. Yeah, what I have in my head is that like something was taunting them on the other side of the door, and the door was locked or something, and this was another way through.
Yeah, no. Just it looks like when the ship got stranded, most of the windows got like barred to like try to keep the wind and the cold out as much as possible. But this particular one, either because of like ineptitude of the crew, or maybe like it just wasn't strong enough and it broke down through the like force of winds or whatever. This one was open and you were able to like sneak your way into it.
Okay. Yeah. I'd check it out a bit more.
Okay,
I
so
had to go through the door.
I promise you, I'm not getting you into any danger right now. You open the door
That's
and you
fine.
look out, and you're in this
Face to face with
hallway.
the troll.
You're in this hallway where you see that there is a door right here, a door right here, and a door right here, and a door at the bottom. So there's a door at the northern end and the southern end. There's an additional door on the right, and a door on the left.
Gotta go left.
All right. What do you do? Do you just like kick the door in, or do you like try to open it?
You know my style. Want me to do a stealth check?
No, I was just curious. Like if you were going to test, if you test the door, you find that the door is unlocked, and so you kind of quietly open the door. And as you come in, you see a narrow cabin. This one larger than the last one that you were in. Scattered on the floor are like piles of dirty bandages, like gross, dirty, used bandages. Some clusters of dried leaves are frozen to the floor here and there, and there's also another like disheveled, frost-covered bed.
Alright, so this is just kind of like a prison type thing. Alright, I'll go back in the hallway, probably peek in that other room, and then maybe head back.
Okay, do me a favor and give me a perception check.
Oh, my
Now he's
eyes.
trying to kill you.
Probably.
You notice that in this room, amidst the debris that's on the floor and the leaves and the bandages and the like sort of heaps of grossness, that there are several other interesting things that include a vial of holy water, a healer's kit, and 3 vials of antitoxin.
Yeah, see, you said prison. I was thinking hospital.
All right.
Very
As you kind of
good.
gather those things up, I'm going to cut back to the other 3 and say, what are you guys doing?
Excuse me. I'm staying here, but I'm thinking Hrothgar and Novakri should jump on the top and see if they can try and find a way to loop back in with Loki. And then just, let me know what's going on. So if Loki comes back, I'll meet him here. And then you guys just kind of check it out. Don't go too far in over your head, but if you need anything where it's urgent, just obviously holler.
Sounds good to me. I can see I can watch out for the dragon while I'm up there. A lot easier.
Yeah, that too.
All right. So, are you guys going to try to climb onto the boat? And if you're going to do that, where are you going to try to do that?
Is the boat listing? Because I'm gonna try to get up to the highest level, safest, stable place I can get.
All right. So what we had talked about is you could climb up here in sort of like what's considered like the belly of the boat, or you could try and climb up here at like the prow, and there's some rigging and some lining up there that you might be able to use to help get yourself up as well.
Yeah,
I think the belly is probably the better idea.
You can go different ways. I'm just giving you options. That's all.
I'll go ahead and try to traverse the lines already here.
All right. So give me an athletics check. So you start to grab one of the ropes, and as you pull it, you start to like climb up, and all of a sudden, like the rope snaps, and you kind of fall down on your butt, and you got to kind of rethink what you're doing. Rothgar, are you trying to climb up there, or are you trying to?
The belly.
All right. So move yourself down a little bit. Yeah, like right around here, maybe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right around there. All right. So with that roll, that's more than enough. You climb up, and you're on top of the boat, or you're on the main deck of
The main
boat.
deck.
Yep. As you get up there, you notice a couple things. One, you're currently standing on what looks like an overturned lifeboat that's got like frost and some snow on it. Over here, you may not be able to see much of it. Actually, can you? Yeah, you can see some of it. There's like an opening in the floor right here that and out of that hole is where you hear like this creature like yelling and growling, doing whatever. There's a series of stairs up here that lead up to the forecastle, and you see that on the ground are like these huge like scarred rip marks. Like they resemble like what a bear would do to a tree, but like times 10. And it also looks like something of immense weight had sat and rested there. And that's about what you can take in. I don't think you can see the aft, like like you can't see all the way down here, correct?
Down where?
Like below you, like you can't see down here.
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah. So that's what you take in there. You also know that right here is where the main mast is. Do you want to do anything else on your turn? Like go stand up and laugh at Novak not being able to...
No, because I'm assuming that I didn't really see that since we kind of went separately to find ways in.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do on the boat?
No.
Okay.
I think that's enough for my turn.
Okay. I will also say that it appears, whether you can see it or not, that just south of the main mast, which is here, it appears that there is a set of stairs that go down to the next level that are right here. I know that might be in darkness for you, but you can kind of see it in the grayness. Novakri, I'm going to give you one more to do an athletics check and get on the boat.
Not happening.
You are not having fun. This time you stand up and you're like, all right, you find another rope, you get a couple like good firm tugs, and you're like, all right, this one's firm. And this time as you start to climb up, you just don't have a good grip on it, and like the ice and rime that's on the rope sort of rips through your hands, and you slide back down to where you started. I'm gonna cut over to Zeada. Zeada, what are you?
I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting for
Everybody else to do the work.
yeah, uh, business as usual. Um, but no, I'm kind of just waiting for it to see if Loki's all set. If he's coming back with anything. If Hrothgar and Novakri are able to meet up with them. And then we can all just meet up on the ship and deal with what we're dealing with all together. Perfect. So.
Okay, cool. I'm going to cut back to Loki then. Loki, you just found this stuff in the room. Did you pocket it? Did you like smash it to bits because you're like, fuck that? Or like
It's holy water, healer's kit, and what?
And three vials of antitoxin.
All right. And look at that. Yeah, I'm pocketing that stuff.
I had no doubt. All right, so boop, boop, boop. You pocket it. You put it into like little pockets in your coat, maybe some belt pouches or whatever. Where do you go next? There are now 3 unopened doors in this hallway. There is the one to the north, the one to the south, and the additional one that's on the right or starboard side.
Okay, I'm gonna go directly across the hall to the right. Oh, that's the room I came from, right?
Yes, yeah. If you go up like another square, there's another door that's right there. As you open the door to this room, what was really funny was I had the book on a different page, and the page was also had a D6 listed, and it said slaughterhouse, and I went, I don't remember reading that about being on this boat. Oh no, no. So no, that is not. You are not in the slaughterhouse. Instead, you are in what looks like a chart room, and as you open the door, there is a slight crack. You can see where like your vision sees out through the window right there. And as you open the door, it creates a breeze in the room, and pieces of parchment and paper flutter across the floor off of a large sort of battered desk that's right in the center. One of the pieces of paper you notice is a large detailed map of all of the Sword Coast. I can show you guys a map later. But another one is a it's about a 2 by 3 foot map of all of Icewind Dale, which looks very similar to the map that I would show you of before you guys showed up on this boat.
That's good. I think that would come in handy for our characters to see what we've been seeing.
For planning purposes, yeah.
So yeah, gonna take that.
All right. What else do you want to do?
Move to the side. I think I'm going to head back before investigating to just check in because I don't know how much time it's been.
Okay. Do you want to investigate that room anymore? Go back to peer out the window you came in.
Well, I can, yeah, if you want me, I can make a roll.
I mean, it's up to you. You can leave the room if you want. It's up to you.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else in there, so.
That sounds like an investigation roll.
Okay.
So, fortunately, the DC's on this pretty low. You notice as you go to leave the room that kind of scrapped over in the corner is a little leather satchel not even something that's a satchel, something that's the size of a large pouch. And as you go over to it, you see that there is a set of navigator's tools there. These would effectively allow you to plot courses on maps, but also potentially find your way at night by use of like a sextant and other tools.
Okay. I don't know how to use this, but maybe someone does. So, navigator's tools.
I mean, it also could be something that, like, if you guys have, that you could spend some time learning to like use as well. But okay, so you grab that and you sort of exit stage left and you go back to that first room that you came in. And are you just going to peer out at Zeada, or what do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Zeada and show her what I found so far.
Okay. Zeada's standing under the window, just kind of looking up periodically, then like keeping an eye out for anything that might might come their way. And then you just start dumping everything you found on her head. Just like, look, I found this!
And now I'm blessed. As the holy water breaks on my head and just cures me. And I'm definitely not getting poisoned anytime soon.
Well, for the next hour or so, you'll be fine.
But triple.
Triple.
All right, cool. Did you find any way to the top from there?
Not yet.
Okay.
But here's a map. I'm going to give her the map and the navigator's tools, so I'm taking that off of my inventory.
Okay. And is it safe so far from what you've seen?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't encountered anybody, so it seems like
I mean, well, so just to repeat, there is definitely something yelling and screaming in giant basement, in the
totally.
basement of the boat. Yes. That hasn't stopped.
But where I was, so far so good.
All right. In that case, I'm going to make my way around and come up and try and meet you unless you want to come out and go around.
Wait, there's another way?
Well, you can climb up on the boat several ways.
Makes sense. I'll continue to investigate. Try to find another way there.
All right.
And I'll crawl back through the hole.
Classic Loki. All right. Zeada, do you want to try to maybe give Novakri a hand?
Yeah. If I can, give like 10 fingers or something as she tries to climb.
Yep. So basically, you can give her. I'll say you 8. So Novakri, you have a +2 on this roll.
Not going to hell.
Come on. Positive thoughts. Positive thoughts.
Damn.
Hey, there it is. So you basically like do like a somersault in midair and land up on the foredeck.
Well, your Zeada's helping me from the. She's basically pushing me up, right?
That's basically how you got that on. Because Zeada just threw you up there. Zeada, do you want to make a roll, like an athletics check, to climb up?
Yeah. Let's see if we can do.
She poked me somewhere inappropriate, and I kind of jumped up.
All right, so perfect. You no problem. You climb up, and both of you are now up here. I'm going to put you both right here, up on the boat. You guys see that down here, Hrothgar's down here. You guys also notice that, like as I described to Hrothgar, there are these heavy, like, scored claw marks on the deck that are of enormous size, and the whole thing, there's kind of there's almost like a belly to it, right, where it like sinks down, and where like something of just like enormous weight must have sat there or been placed there at some point. I'm gonna say you guys are up there. You kind of take this in. Rothgar. I'll also say that while you're there, it may just be beyond your sight, but right here is where there is a large opening in the, like, almost like ripped through large opening, and that's where the bellowing sound of the poison giant is coming from.
Yep, I can see it.
I just need to jump in real quick because it's something that just was happening. When Novakri was worried about the bad touch, Zeada says, well, I'm sorry that I can't read your mind and figure out when you want touch or help or not.
I didn't say whether I liked it, didn't like it or not. I just said you touched it.
Okay, well. And then we go from there.
Yeah, a little touching.
All right. So as we end the touching scene, which we could say in multiple ways, we go over to Rothgar. Rothgar.
Did you lose me, or did
I
heard you on that one.
No, I can hear. We can hear you now, or I can hear you now. Now I can't.
No longer, yeah.
Well, I'm not saying anything at the moment.
Oh, well, that would explain why we can't hear you. All right, so your turn.
But I didn't hear what you were saying. You cut out.
Sorry. What are you doing?
All right. So where are the gashes again?
All right. So all the claw. So there's claw marks everywhere, but there's big ones up here, up here. There's one right here. There's actually one on the deck right there. They're kind of everywhere.
All right. And are we able to kind of guesstimate what may have caused it?
I would say you could give me an intelligence check. Knowledge. I don't have it in front of me, but I'll say knowledge or knowledge religion. If you don't have either of those, then it's just a straight up intelligence check. Tell me what you get.
Religion, and what was the other one you said?
Nature.
Let's see. I have no points in nature, no points in religion. So just a straight up intelligence check?
You got it.
Yeah, this isn't going to go well.
I mean, well, worst case scenario is you don't know what made them. Well, I was going to set it at a 13. Have Tasha's book in front of me for the actual DC for this, but you get the feeling that this was some kind of large lizard or maybe a dragon.
Okay, so I've definitely heard the word dragon floating around out there before. Do they look fresh, or do they look like they've been there for a while?
Give me a survival check. It's a good question.
I did better on that one.
So it looks like they've been made at different times. There are some that look much older and some that look much fresher, but at the current moment, everything is covered with like a thin layer of like a snow dusting or ice, or like that sort of frothy rime that things will get covered near seashore. So it's hard to say when the most recent one was, but it definitely looks like it's a repeat occurrence.
Alrighty. All right, so before I jump down, since we got freaking frack up top, I'm going to move down this way a little bit and see what else I can see on the boat before I traipse into the interior of the boat.
All right. What you notice is that the the aft castle, or that sort of raised area where the wheel of the boat is down here. You don't. So on this shift, it's the aft castle. You're right. Like, it could go by several different names. This area up here, I'm not going to make you have to walk up there to see it. You can see that the wheel's up there, but it's pretty big, like beaten and battered. And this ship's like ice locked. It's not going anywhere. There are another series of like claw marks that you see up here, as if like whatever had this boat had left its mark up there as well. Directly to your left, or however way you're facing, right here, there is that stairwell that leads down to the next layer, or next level, I should say, and that like yelling of like continues to come out of this section over here.
And are we able to kind of tell which end of the boat that's coming from? We know it's coming from inside, but
If you were to guess from where you're at, I won't make you roll for it. If you were to guess, it's not coming from directly below here, but it sounds like it's traveling up. So like maybe it's up here, maybe it's back here. You're not sure, but it's definitely not. Like, you get the feeling that if you were to walk over, whatever's making that noise wouldn't be right there. It would be somewhere else.
Well, you said these are here are stairs down.
Correct. To the next level.
All right, so I'm gonna. And was there anything outside, like up by the wheel?
No,
Just...
I'm not gonna make you go up there. The only thing that was up there was to notice more of those like scratches and claws, and that the wheel itself was pretty beat up. There's also the there's another smaller mast that's up here, just like there's another mast that's up here. This was a very large ship. There was a 3-mast ship. But apart from that, that's all that's there to notice.
Any flags flying?
No, anything like there were some. There are some old, like, it looks like darkened cloth, like maybe the actual sails of this boat were like black or like a dark blue at some point, but they're so kind of faded and frost molded at this point that it's hard to tell if it's just rot or if it's actual like the color of it. But there's nothing else that you kind of notice up there.
All right, so then I'm gonna take the stairs and then head down.
All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna move you over and put you right here. As you come down the stairs, I will tell you that the sounds of the yelling are louder. This is where there's like that gaping gashed hole is still open right there. Main mast is right here. There is another boat right here, and there is a door in front of you that you can see right here.
All right, does it sound like the yelling is coming from behind the door or from another?
No,
it
sounds like I don't know if you can see it or not, but it sounds like there's like another level down, and the yelling is coming from another level down somewhere.
All right, so I'm gonna go through the door.
Well, I'm gonna say that you explored a little bit. You made it down the stairs. I'm gonna cut back over to Loki, and then we'll work our way through it again.
Well, that's unreasonable.
You're unreasonable. All right, Loki, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Going up here.
All right. As you come in that room, roll for initiative. No, I'm kidding. As you open up the door in this area, you actually have to like force this door open a little bit. You don't have to roll athletics or anything, but the door catches on. There's like snow and ice and also the door itself has kind of bowed in at the top of it, so you have to kind of wedge the door open. Maybe from whatever weight was above it, force this. But as you open the door, you see that there are 2 sort of like ice-covered barrels, lying next to which is a very dead rat. And there's also like a bunch of like mooring ropes and fishing nets and some like hooks and whatnot that are all hanging on the back wall. What do you want to do?
Any way to investigate further?
Give me a perception or investigation. Your pick. It's high enough. You get the feeling that the ropes and like the hooks and like the gear that's there is definitely salvageable. It's been out of the direct cold for long enough that like you could maybe salvage some like lengths of rope from it, maybe even like a hook that you could try to use as a grappling hook or something. It's not a grappling hook per se, but it might give like, if you're trying to like do something, it might give a positive advantage to it. You also notice that the barrels seem to be sealed and that they could be opened, but it's either going to take a lot of strength or potentially potentially going to need to try to pry them open somehow. But with that check, you also realize that trying to pry them open is going to make some noise. And so far you've been pretty quiet.
Sure, I'll pry it open.
All right. Are you going to try to be quiet to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
All right. And do you have a crowbar? I know somebody had a crowbar.
I
can't
did.
remember who it was.
I do have a crowbar.
I think it was. I forget what it was. Was it when you guys did the Greymore mists that somebody realized they had a crowbar, like jerry rigging open doors with it? I seem to remember somebody just being like, "Wait a minute, I get advantage with this thing," and then you guys were trying to do everything.
I think
with the
we
crowbar.
figured that out even before that in the what was the first thing that we did?
Oh,
The house.
Astabar, the Astabar mansion.
I knew it was an A, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember all of a sudden. Wait a minute, I'm so much better with this thing. And
Once
everybody
once
was like,
we
"We need
realized
crowbar."
we got advantage with that, like right away and all the time, we were just like the crowbar.
Oh man. So Loki, if you're gonna do this, I need two things from you. First, I need a stealth check, and then second, I need an athletics check. All right, you feel pretty confident, and I just want to make sure that I've got this right. Yeah. So you, which barrel are you opening? Are you opening the one that's like a little more north, or the one that's a little bit more to the right, to the west, or to the east, I should say?
The east.
Okay. You get your crowbar in there, and you're like, and there's some sort of like seal and maybe a couple nails, but you're kind of working it up slowly. You're taking your time. You're going around. And as you open it up, you see that there are a series of dry torches that are in there that are usable to the count of 10. There are 10 torches in this barrel. TJ, if you're talking, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Just thinking. Well, those would be helpful. Torches. I actually don't have any. Alright. Add in torches.
All right. And do you want to try to open the other one?
Yep.
All right. Before I cut back to everybody else, I might give them, just because you're doing this, I'm going to need another stealth check, and I'm going to need another athletics check.
Alright. Stealth. And then athletics.
Okay, so you're quiet enough, but this one seems stuck. Like, for whatever reason. Well, actually, no, you have advantage because you're using the crowbar. So you can roll that again. Just when I thought I could tell you can't do it. Oh, shit. Yeah, you got it. All right. So this one, same deal. You take your time. All right, you're meticulous to do it. And this one opens up, and in it you find a hooded lantern, 3 flasks of oil for it, 5 bars of lime soap, and 3 sets of manacles.
Jeez, okay, that's a lot. 3 sets of manacles?
Yep. So you have a hooded lantern, you have 3 flasks of oil, 5 bars of lime soap, and 3 sets of manacles. All right. I'm going to cut back to Zeada and Novakri because you guys are standing next to each other. What do you want to do?
The idea was to get into the ship. So, I mean, for me, I think I'm kind of going this way. Seeing...
All right. When you get there, you can see down into the ship. And you can see that, like, the hole opens to a level below, which, as a player, you realize is the level that Hrothgar and Loki are on right now. And then there's an additional lower layer that's even further below. As you look down there, you see that there is like snow and ice and debris all over the bottom of like the hold of the ship. But you notice that you notice two things. One, that the yelling, because you're so close to the hole, you can definitely tell is coming from this way, like further towards the aft of the ship. You also notice that through the snow and ice, like over here, there is the glint of a lot of shiny things.
Okay. So.
Why didn't you mention the shiny things first? TLDR.
Yeah, I think it's kind of something where it's like I'm gonna wave Novakri over and kind of. How far down is it to that level?
So if you were to drop down, you would drop about 20, 25 feet. Each floor, each level is about 10 feet, give or take. So the actual center of the boat, like the hold, is kind of like beveled a little bit for more storage purposes. And so that, like, if you were to drop directly in the center of the boat, it's probably 5. If you're closer to the side, it's 20. As you're standing so close, I won't make you make a check on this because you can speak it. The language that you're hearing that's coming out of the hole is very, very basic, like simple giant. Like, I know that giants aren't generally known for like their intelligence and their communication abilities, but this seems like overly savage and or like gruff. Like where the Verbeeks were capable of singing songs about like getting it on, you don't think that this, whatever this is capable of this. So this seems much different, much more savage.
Capable of getting it on?
Do you remember the song that Doug sang about Gug?
Like
as she brought her basket? Maybe not. Oh well. There was a whole song, but whatever.
Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking if it's a full drop and it's not just like a little bit of a drop that, you know, I could like hang off and like just drop a couple feet, like 10 feet down. In that case, it's like
I'm sorry. Yeah, like if you wanted to try to like hang on the edge and drop to the next level, you could do that. But you know what? Give me
if it's something where there's a drop to the next level and it's like, but there's a chance that I would fall down lower, then I'm not even looking to attempt that. And I would
I would say that's the case because this hole, like right here,
if it's open to the bottom, it's like so
like just for shits and gigs, I'm just going to do this. So like right here is what the hold should look like, but this has all been ripped open, like just smashed open.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, I'll so seeing that, it's like, oh, okay, then we'll, I'll say no, we don't want to go this way. Let's try and go around and see if we can.
And if you wanted to continue along that side, there's no hazard of falling in right there. So instead of making you go all the way back around, you could just walk along that side. That's movable space.
Okay, then yeah, if heading down like over this way, and then
as you get down there, you clearly see more of these like giant like oh shit, I'm on the wrong thing. I'm making marks. You see more of these like marks. Giant like claw marks and everything, and then this is the stairwell that leads down.
Okay, Yeah, and if there's nothing that I'm seeing like further that way, then I think
That's
the plan is to head
that's all
down.
I'm seeing. All right. So I'll say that you can get to the stairs and maybe like start to make your way down. And you can see Rothgar standing at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cut over. Actually, I'm just gonna grab you and put you right here.
Okay.
And then Novakri, what are you doing? Because I want to give you a chance to do something else if you want to do something else.
The whole idea was for me was to be up here looking for dangers, right? Or
Well, I think you know what? I don't know. Was that the whole idea?
I thought, but I could be completely wrong.
Well, we were definitely talking about going around and through, and you definitely know that there are dangers in the ship.
Okay, well, I'll just follow Zeada then.
All right, that's fine. Before you do that, I would like you to pick two numbers on a 20-sided die and then roll a 20-sided die to see if one of those numbers. It could be 19 and 20. It could be 1 and 2. It could be 9 and 16. But pick two numbers and roll that beautiful bean footage.
7 and 3.
7 and 3. All right, roll that dice.
There you are. Come on.
All right, cool.
So close.
So yeah, so with that, you're able to basically get down here. Can you see, Novakri? Can you see the map that's right here? Can you see the map that's okay? Cool. All right. I'll move you over there as soon as there's a space for a body. But all right, Rothgar, what are you doing?
Well, is there any noise coming from that room?
There is no room. There's no room coming from that noise. No, there's no noise coming from that room.
All right, so then I'm going to carefully open the door.
All right, so you come up and you like go to open the door, and the door like sticks a little bit in your hand because of snow, but you just like you don't even have to roll. You just you turn the knob and it just opens, and as it opens, there is a large, spacious cabin with frost covering everything and all the furnishings. I'm gonna just grab you and put you right here so you can see in this room. Zeada, I'm just moving you down a little bit, and I'm just moving Novakri over so everybody's on the same level. Okay. What you see in this room, Hrothgar, is that there is a human corpse slumped against the port side wall. So the left-hand side, left arm is draped across a large, heavy chest. I don't know if you can see it, but it's basically like over here.
No.
All right, so like here, I'm just gonna I'm not setting you up, just so you can come over here. You see the chest?
Yep.
All right, so right there, there's a corpse, like a human corpse, with this really fine, like what was maybe like I don't know, like a really fine fabric coat that is not held up to the cold, and its arm is sort of outstretched over the top of the top of this chest. The skeleton wears, like I said, this jacket and a wide brimmed hat that hides most of the skull. Under its right arm is what appears to be a captain's journal, and the floor is strewn with empty wine bottles.
All right. Is there anything attached to the journal besides maybe the skeleton's hand?
No, it looks like when this person died, they just sort of like had it tucked almost like carrying like a book under their arm, hooked underneath their right arm, and their left arm stretched the chest. Can you give me a perception check as well? Oh, nice. Okay. You also notice that the wine bottles on the floor, this is just some fun extra shit, all read Sweet Berry Summer Wine, but none of the corks are anywhere to be seen. You also see that on the captain's hat is a badge that has a symbol of a red eel wrapped around a golden trident.
Interesting. And is the chest locked?
It doesn't appear to be locked, but it does appear to be frozen shut. Actually, you know what? It may be locked, but what it looks like is the ice has created like a seal both around the lock and the chest. So you may need a key, but you may also need to like break through the ice.
Okay. Well, then to quote, what's his name from Miracle Max, root through his pockets and look for loose change.
All right, give me an investigation check. Oh, awesome. So, you do in fact find a key inside his coat pocket. The key itself has a head that's fashioned to form a rat's skull. The other thing that you find is you find 5 gold coins and you find a flask.
Is there anything in the flask?
It sounds like there's still some liquid in the flask.
And it's not frozen solid, huh? Wow.
Must be really good spirits. Or really bad spirits. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that Everclear vodka as well, but...
Is there anything else in this room? A desk, bed, anything else with it? Or is
The
it
only other thing in this room is on the other side of the... right here. And you may have seen some of it when you came in, so I'm just going to move... is a bed.
All right, so then those are the only things of interest?
Yeah, really the only thing of interest that's left in this room right now is the journal that was underneath his arm, if you're so inclined to look at that,
Yes.
and the chest itself. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up the journal. I don't want to do anything with the chest just yet until maybe something I have to come back for, because I don't want to start making a ton of noise right now.
Okay. All right. So do you flip through the journal?
Yes.
All right. So as you flip through the journal, just kind of like Cliff Note reading through, you see that it journals the chronicles of this ship, the Dark Duchess, and its captain, who was known as Captain Bloom. Do you want to give me an intelligence check? Wow, great job. Captain Blue Moon was known as a cruel and cunning pirate who ruled a lot of territory in Luskin, which is known on the Sword Coast as sort of like a pirate's haven. By sort of like his villainy, his deeds of daring, and but also like his sort of savvy came to like business acumen and the need to like hide things away to keep people from finding everything that he had was worth. The journal itself chronicles some pretty sick adventures about like battling a kraken, trying to survive like a giant whirlpool and like the portal it led to at the bottom of it. But the very last passage in the journal reads, "That damned white dragon is back, circling above me like a vulture. I reckon she should carry this ship back to Luskin where she have a mind to die from starvation, bitter cold, or a dragon. Choices, choices, choices."
Well, it doesn't look like he chose a dragon. All right, so I'm going to keep the journal and the key.
Okay.
And you said there's nothing else in here.
That's it. That is all.
All right, then I'm going to head out. But like I said, I'm going to keep the journal and the key, and plan. I'm planning on coming back. Towards
I'm
the
gonna be
end.
back. Yeah. All right. So as you come back out the door to the captain's quarters, basically, you see Zeada and Novakri on the steps.
All right, so I'll let them know what I just found out.
Okay. All right.
You have that. Did you bring that badge-looking thing with you that you described?
Yes, I
No,
meant to grab the hat too.
Oh, you grabbed the hat. Do you put the hat on?
Yeah.
No, but I'm kind of curious if I know what the badge is.
If you want to give me an intelligence check or intelligence history, if you have it, you can give me that.
I'm a lore bard.
Yeah. Listen, I'm giving you options. That's all.
I'll wear the hat. I don't care. Is the jacket in still good in good condition, or is that pretty much shit?
I mean, you could probably bring it to a tailor and make it look cooler, but right now it looks pretty bedraggled.
All right, then I'm going to leave it there for the time being. But I'm definitely just so I say it now. I'm taking it when I come back for the chest.
Okay. All right. I'm also assuming that you guys are talking. I'm talking like yelling at each other, correct? Because there is something yelling a level or two below you.
That's why I'm not banging on the chest just yet to open it up.
Just making sure. Just making sure.
I
All
rolled
right.
a 20 to figure out what that badge
You
is.
know what it is. You recognize that symbol as the symbol of ship Suljack, Suljack, which is a powerful faction in Luskan. And as I just said, Luskan is like a center of piracy in the Sword Coast of like Faerun. And Captain Blue Moon was a recognized, like well recognized member of this faction. Like to the point of like when someone says name a pirate and someone's like Blackbeard, that kind of level of notoriety.
Okay.
So Hrothgar, you come back out. Zeada and Novakri, you're right there. I'm going to, before I have you guys do or let you guys do anything else, I'm going to cut back over to Loki. Loki, you're grabbing stuff. You're not grabbing stuff. What are you doing now? Loki, can you hear us?
TJ, you're silenced, but also, if you're just making a stealth check, you're killing it.
TJ, did you fall asleep?
Not even the DM with all the information
Oh wow! No,
Yes.
nailed it.
can
Nailed it.
find
All right.
TJ.
You just roll a stealth check. Well, so what's funny is Loki. I'm going to assume that you're coming to the end of the hallway, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as you come to the end of the hallway, that door is right there, and as you open it, I was going to make you make a stealth check. And as you open that door, suddenly, like the sound of like that guttural roaring voice that you had heard is now very, very clear. And as you step out into the space, the first thing that you notice, I'm just putting you right here so you can see it, is these massive claw marks that are all over the cabin level of this boat. You also notice that there's another sort of like snow boat over here. You see the lower part of the main mast, and this is open. But from your vantage point right there, you can see down. You see two things. One, over here, there's a large pile of glittery, shiny goodness. However, further down, probably right about here, is where the thing that's screaming and yelling and smashing is standing. And I'd like you to give me straight up intelligence check, unless you have nature or I'll go nature or history, either or, if you have a bonus for it. Wow. You know what you're looking at right now? I didn't think you were going to get it, but you know what you're looking at right now is an ice troll. And it hasn't noticed you, and it's very fixated on there appears to be like a cabin or a space that's directly below the captain's area down here where come on, why is this not doing it for me? Right where Rothgar had been. Sort of like, is it doing it? Yeah, it's doing it. Okay. But this thing is a large, angry troll that also, with a 20, I'm going to give you 2 bits of information about it. What would you like to know about ice trolls? You can ask any question, any 2 questions, and I will tell you. You're also muted again. All right. Any questions about ice trolls? 2 questions.
I don't have anything in particular.
Well, so I'm willing to give you like 2 bits of information about it with the roll that you got. So if you want to, like, you could say like, how many hit points does it have, like plus or minus, and then throw something out there. You could say, does it have any special abilities? Does it have any weaknesses? Does it like the color red? Like, you could ask these questions.
Special ability and hit points.
All right, I will tell you it has 2 special abilities. One is that it has regeneration. I won't tell you how much, but it has regeneration at the start of its turns, unless it's taken acid or fire damage. It also has what's known as a cold aura, which means that anything that's within 10 feet of it is going to potentially take some cold damage. And then lastly, you said hit points. So give me an over under. So give me a number and say over. Say again.
70.
Over. So that's what you know about this critter. What do you want to do on your turn? You came out there, you looked, you gathered this information. I'm going to say you can kind of, well, yeah. So like, what do you want to do?
And I don't see it on the map.
So you don't see it on the map
Below?
because you're not there, but I'm just going to do this. That's it. You see it?
No.
Do you see it?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I was in like a completely different spot.
Yeah, you're on the level above, which is why you can't see.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So
I mean, like you're like per the game, like per the lighting conditions, you can't see it, but you
yeah.
have a vantage point to see down to see where it's at. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So I am on that spot
You're a
right now.
level above it. You're a level
Okay.
above it right now.
All right. And it hasn't noticed me, has it?
Your stealth check was high enough; it had not noticed you.
All right. I'm gonna stealth to the other side because I'm guessing I see my allies on the other side.
Yeah, I'll say
If
you
they.
can see them. You can keep the stealth check you roll high enough. Like, you don't have to roll another one.
Right. Cool. All right. I'm gonna start to move toward them.
All right, do it up. And Rothgar, I'm going to say that you are back here because you said that you saw the folks. You talked to them.
I would just get their attention and, you know, tell them,
how do you get their attention?
Stepping out into the open, like not trying to be stealthy like I was with the. Like I would guess that they would just notice me over here. I wouldn't make any noise, but I would be. When I come out from like behind this boat over here, I'd be pointing down and then having another hand covering my mouth, like to say like quiet, and then saying that there's something there.
All right, so Zeada, everybody give me a perception check. Rothgar, you have advantage on this because you clearly are looking towards where he is.
You said perception, right?
Perception, you got it.
That's for everybody, right?
All right, so Rothgar, no problem. You notice Loki coming out, but the two folks on the stairs, you do not notice him. Rothgar, what do you do, and do you do anything to try to tell them to mimic what Novakri does? Not Novakri. I'm sorry. What Loki is doing, or do you just like run up to give him a big hug? What are you doing?
I will mimic and kind of relay the message that he's coming up. Keep it quiet.
Okay.
He's found
right,
something
cool.
something or other.
All right. So you guys, both of you see Rothgar suddenly freeze and look immediately towards you and does the whole like classic like shh, like finger towards the lip, like slow down kind of thing.
You guys know I don't understand gestures, hand gestures. It's something I don't do.
Well, in that case, I imagine like Novakri shoves Zeada upstairs and is like, "What are you saying?" Like just. As the DM, I'm hoping that's exactly what happens right now, but I'm guessing that was a farce and not true.
I imagine that we have some sort of signal that we can activate that Novakri understands to start communicating with us in our heads, since she doesn't understand the reason for like hand signals.
It would be cool if as a non-player, I just think that we've already played with the idea that you guys are like the Team Z or like the Zeadaites or that like somebody just makes like a gang Z sign and all of a sudden like Novakri's like everybody's talking. I don't understand hand signals, but the Z I can read.
Well, as long as it's simple, pointing to your forehead a couple times just to let me know, hey,
right.
I don't know, like you guys can't see me right now video, but I've literally crafted the Z symbol with my hands. So like I just imagine Hrothgar's like, oh shit, that's right, Z.
3 snaps in Z formation.
Yeah. Snap, snap, snap. However, you just snap your fingers. Roll a stealth check. No, I'm kidding.
Well, he noticed opening my mouth to go, what? And he goes, forehead.
All right, so with that, and so Novakri, you're capable of having a group telepathic conversation, or do you have to act like the what is it, like the operator that's connecting?
I can basically connect to one person at a time.
All right, so you connect to Hrothgar first if you want to, and then I'm going to say that you guys have traveled and you spent some time doing this because I think this is a cool operation that you have, that you guys can all have like a telephone conversation about what you want to do next. Loki can tell you what he's learned, and you guys can chat about that. But what I want to do is I need to take a bathroom break, and then I will be back. So you guys figure it out. I will be right back, and then we'll figure it out.
So, yeah, I relay whatever you guys tell me.
Yeah, I'd share everything I know about the troll.
Glad I didn't bang on that chest then.
What were the things? There was the regen and what else?
More than 70 hit points.
Yeah, that was the HP. There was another ability, right?
If it takes fire or acid damage, it doesn't get regeneration.
Yeah. There wasn't anything else?
No, there was something else, wasn't there?
Because I thought that was part of the first thing. Like the first ability. And does anyone have those things?
It has a cold aura.
Oh, right. Does anyone have those things? And also, I know I saw the shiny things. And it's like, is that just what we're here for?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I mean, if we can sneak that out, kind of leave it at that. Maybe set up a guard, sort of thing, over there, as some people like sneak the stuff out, and then if things go wrong, we obviously handle it.
I'm not as good with the sneaky stuff, so I'll take the guard spot.
Or I
And
could
with
take
the-
it. Or I could take it. I've got perception, and I can yell at you guys through your heads.
Yeah, I'm afraid of scanners though.
There is that, yes. 5G does that to you.
But with the polearm master abilities, I can kind of maneuver them around where I want them and not let them come up if need be.
Yeah, I think both of us have the ability for that, and we're both in the same situation for the stealth. Because we're both at a disadvantage. I'm at a disadvantage 0. What are you? -1 or something? Or are you just 0 too?
For stealth, I have a -1.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm at disadvantage, and 0. So it's something where it's like if maybe we look and take a peek and see what's in there before we start trying to be sneaky. But yeah, I think that's kind of the thought process. Unless anyone
All right.
has any different thoughts.
All right. So what are you guys thinking? What are you doing?
We were actually just in the middle of discussing that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will just for additional knowledge from where Loki was. The creature is about 40 feet or so away from that back edge at an angle. So I'll say it's about 40, somewhere between 5 and 50 feet away. You can see from the vantage point that Loki had, he could see about half of the creature, and its back was turned. And I will tell you this, because I'm trying to be a good DM, that if you guys are going to try to set up and get the drop on this, which you can, you will have to do some stealth checks, because you're now directly above this creature, walking on like creaky wooden floorboards, and there is a chance that it could become aware of you. Chris, you don't know this, but when you first came down the stairs and went into the captain's chamber, I rolled a perception check on the creature, and it rolled a 4 total. So it did not pay any attention to you. So there is the chance that it
As
could
it
know.
should be.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Where were the shiny things again?
Basically
to the right.
over here. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry.
Right, somewhere like
Yeah,
that
like
way.
right here, like basically like right under the prow of this boat.
And how big did you say this troll was?
Troll is large, so it's a 10 by 10 creature.
Hmm.
So I think Loki, you want to check out the shiny stuff and see
Can do.
what's going on there specifically.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to go back over and take a look, give me stealth. Perfect. So you go over, and what you see is what looks like multiple layers of treasure. Like not only gold and silver and copper, but also items and like several items that if you care to try to detect magic, you have that ability, right? You can do detect magic.
Yep.
Yeah, you notice that there are several magic items in this. However, it looks like it's all covered in frost and ice and will need to be like dug
Extricated?
or dug or melted out, basically.
I'm gonna have to like give you guys items because I am reaching capacity.
Well, so we could
It's
also
nice
say
here.
that like we could also say that you like you've noted where these things are and you didn't grab them, or you left them in like an easily grabbable place later on. But yeah, like I you've been exploring this place, being very stealthy at it, and I'm not gonna force like restrictions on you just because you found shit or whatever. So
Well, I think the question is, we know it's going to be, a formidable fight. Do we want to take on the troll, because that's really going to, it seems like the only way to get to some of this stuff, because everything's encased in ice.
Oh,
yeah,
encased in that? Oh shit.
yeah,
I
all the
thought it was just
treasure. Yeah,
covered
all
a
the
little.
treasure is
Okay.
covered is like encased in various levels of ice, which if everybody's still like remotely talking, which I assume that you guys are, that sounds like a very familiar tactic to Novakri.
I need to. Whoever wants torches, I'm gonna drop all the torches by you guys, and the manacles as well, because they weigh 6 pounds, and I have 3 of them, I think. So
I'm so glad that we can be your Lydia's from Skyrim.
I I
if
just
you guys
I
don't
just
want them,
imagine
then they're just gone. That's all.
I just imagine what Loki is doing right now is he's like, you guys should manacle yourselves up, and then he's just going to give you to the trolls to eat so he can take the treasure.
Wait, did you say trolls plural?
No, to the troll to eat. Sorry, not multiple. No. The other thing that everybody is very aware of right now is that the troll is fascinated by something down here in the southern like quarter of the boat, and is like, open the door so I can eat you. Like, you don't, whether Zeada translated or not, that's why he's been there the whole time you've been dinking around on this boat. So
Yeah. I'm gonna put those 10 torches down and 3 manacles, and whoever wants to pick them up, just say it. So
Yeah,
we're
I'm
not
already
getting, like,
putting those in.
duplicates.
Yeah. So
Well,
do you want to
that's what
take
I
on
mean,
a
like,
troll?
well, that's what I mean. Who gets what? Like, Chris, are you taking any, or is it all just Zeada?
I'll take some torches.
All right, you want to take 5?
Sure.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, if we need to spend some time getting this stuff out of ice, then it looks like we'll have to see what happens with the troll. Whether we get the drop on it now, or I'm not sure if we can get around it just going straight for the treasure.
from what you saw, Loki, it seems like if you were to try and get the treasure, well, put the effort in to get the treasure, I should say, the troll is going to know you're there. And if the troll is after someone to eat, and you're not stuck behind like barred doors, it's probably going to try to eat you.
Hmm.
It's the troll way.
I mean, if we're gonna go up against the troll, I mean, hey, we might as well go now and get it going. Have the surprise on it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Yeah, because it's either we're going up against a troll or we're going home empty-handed.
Well, I also have oil,
Or
and
the troll could come and eat you all. I mean, there's always
yeah.
that option.
Also, do we know anything? Has anyone seen or heard anything about what this troll is yelling to or at?
You have not. Nothing has responded. Where you guys are standing right now, actually, I will give Zeada and Rothgar a chance to do a perception check, but aim really high. Rothgar? No. Even with a 15, you have not heard anything in response to this.
Okay. So we would be going down into a place where the troll is like trapped.
So there's two egresses to below. Okay, the first is through this hole that's right here. The second is where this stairwell ends, like right here. You can go around to the back side of it and go down to the next level.
And with these like stairwells, are they like walled? So like if we're walking down, it's not like anything would just see us, right?
No, they are not walled. They're open. It's just like an open stairwell that goes down.
Okay.
And so this is what I'm going to do, just so everybody has an idea. You haven't seen this creature, but I want to give you the layout so you get the idea. Loki, I'm not going to move you. You've already seen this. But Zeada, I'm not Zeada, I'm sorry. Navakri, you guys see this creature is at the bottom of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Put you back here. Put you back here. Put you back here. So basically, if you round the corner of the stairwell that you're on, it's going to lead right down to this creature. So you could go there and have direct line on, or if you have range of any sort, you could go back here and have like a 45, 50 foot shot at like, the left side or the right side of it kind of thing. But up to you guys.
I don't have any, but does anybody have anything like...
A concussion grenade? No, nobody does.
Yeah. I was thinking, a bazooka or something.
But
I've
I've always asked the question, like, if you walked into a storeroom and saw a glowing blue axe or a bazooka, which would you take? And I've never decided which was a better choice because they're both awesome.
Well, the glowing blue axe has the advantage of you don't have to reload it.
Mm-hmm. But the bazooka has the advantage of being a bazooka. I will say this, that depending upon what you guys decide to do and where you guys set up or how you set up and how those stealth checks go, some of you, all of you, could potentially get a surprise round off on this thing.
Does anybody happen to have any oil or anything?
We just got 3 flasks for the hooded lantern.
yes. And I can light them on fire, so that's good.
So I will say, this is also an old wooden ship that would probably also catch a blaze.
It's caked in ice.
Listen, I'm not saying it's going to happen immediately, but I'm also not saying it's not going to happen. Just saying.
It's one of those things where they can't hear us underwater when there's a spell, but we're supposed to talk to him. One of those things.
So.
And actually, yeah, I'm sorry. Last thing before we forget, TJ, did you pass on the information about the regeneration and what stops it?
Yes, Nova Korea helped spread that through.
Okay, cool. Yeah, acid or if the creature takes acid or fire damage on its turn, it does not regenerate. Yep.
Yeah, and do we establish who might have some things like that? Because it's not me.
I've firebolt.
Same.
Good. Excellent to hear.
In other words, yes.
Yeah, because I got none of that.
Has anyone not brushed their teeth for several days? Because you might have acid at that point.
There's a point.
Yeah, I'm wondering how dental hygiene is out here, but maybe we just hope that the cold keeps the bad breath away.
Everyone's so muffled up you can't actually smell it.
Yeah, you're just always covered, so.
Yeah, there's always some sort of like defense. Yes.
So I'm wondering if you guys, Novakri and Loki, want to head up like here and just be able to pepper this thing with fireballs or firebolts.
If we can
Sure. You guys want to prepare to cover him in oil? Because that could help the fire.
Wait, whoa! Time out, Novakri. You're not up there yet. We're gonna need some stealth checks to get up there. In fact, everybody needs to give me a stealth check no matter where they're going. I will say that like one stealth check will cover whatever you want to do. Oh no. Hold on. Everybody else give me a stealth check.
Eight.
Loki?
Stealth?
Yes, please.
I basically fell down on my head, bummed, and all the way down.
No. It's not that bad. It's a yes and scenario. So, all right. Loki and Rothgar, I want you guys to put yourself on the map where you want to be, because you made it there without a problem.
And he's down here?
Yeah, he's at the... So if you were to stand right here, that's the top of the stairs going down kind of thing. Okay, so like if he turns around, he's going to see you at the top of the stairs. Is that what you want?
Yeah, because I'm putting myself in between, because I've got the pole arm stuff to be able to direct him where I want him to go.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. Loki and Vrothgar, you guys are going to get surprise round action. Novakri and Zeada, put yourselves where you want to be right now. But we're going to roll initiative. Loki and Rothgar are going to get their bonus round actions, and then we're going to see what initiative does. Zeada, did you just throw yourself into the hole? Is that what you did?
not Zeada. But no.
Shit. Novakri, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Zeada's just like, ah!
No, I'm
Rothgar,
supposed to be
I
up on
will
this.
say, I will say one thing real fast. If you want to, because this is giving you the chance to like have a surprise round. If you wanted to ready an action, you could either stay there or move here. And if a creature moves into your space, into your range, you could attack it as your action on a surprise round. So you could.
Well, I took one of those things of oil because I thought I was gonna chuck the oil at him.
Oh, I mean, yeah. If you want to do that, that's fine. Just like as you throw. Well, all right. You know what? We're gonna see what happens. So I'd like everybody to give me initiative. Yep. And I'm gonna have to do some initiative for this thing. Add a turn. We're gonna get rid of the Awakened Plesiosaur. And
not the best time to get the crappy rolls going again.
Well, remember you do have the bonus round, right? Like you can take an action or a move action. That's what you can do on your like surprise round kind of thing. So I actually have a -1 to this roll.
Jesus.
Wow. Okay, so you guys are probably gonna work out well on this one. I was hoping to interrupt shit, but we're not gonna do that. So, oh my god. All right, Novakri, what did you roll?
22.
22. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of your old one. Yeah, come on, get rid of that. All right, and Loki, what did you roll? 15.
Yeah.
All right, get rid of that one. Aveg is no longer on the map. Rothgar, what did you roll? You got a 6?
6.
Okay, cool. All right, in that case, let's do this. We'll go descending. All right, so before we actually do the turn order, Loki and Rothgar have the opportunity to do a surprise round. Novakri, you can actually coordinate their conversation telepathically if you want for this round. After that, I won't give it to you because it's the chaos of battle.
Yep, absolutely.
And the reason I say that is Rothgar said he was readying like a vial of oil. So is that something that you wanted Rothgar to do, Loki, or like how are we doing this?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so Rothgar, on your surprise action, you're gonna throw this vial of oil at the ice troll.
Yes.
Okay, so roll me an attack. Roll me a ranged attack with your strength modifier. So roll me a strength attack, basically.
Strength.
I just looked at the page and saw my roll. Holy shit! Yeah, I saw a 2 and I was like, "That's a fail." But no, with a 20, all of a sudden, as the ice troll starts to hear the squeaking of boards above, as Zeada and Novakri are finding their positions for this battle, and it's like, and kind of turns around. This glass vial flies out of Rothgar's hand, hits the creature in the back, and just like throws oil all over the back of it. And it's like, and it turns around, and I'm just gonna do a quick. Hold on. That work? Well, oh no, it's on the wrong level. Hold on. You fucking bitch! Come on, dude. Why are you being a giant pain in the butt? What are we doing? There we go. All right. That's what it looks like. All of a sudden, it feels like this of oil on its back, and it's like, and it turns around with those huge, raptor-like, velociraptor-like claws. And it sees Hrothgar at the top of the stairs, and it's like, for the sake of like the PG-13 audience we have, I won't translate. But Hrothgar, that was your move. Loki, what are you doing?
Firebolt.
Roll to hit, my friend. That is definitely a hit.
And he was successfully covered in oil, right? So that would be 5 more damage.
I was just going to say double the damage that you just did. So 10 points of damage total.
Yes, and then I think he's lit.
He is on fire, and he will have to make checks on his turn to douse himself, which will reduce what he can do. But I will say that ice trolls are not. What is it? What in 5th edition was it? If you're not
Vulnerable?
resilient,
not opposite of resilient, vulnerable.
Yeah, what's the opposite
Like
of resilient
I think
in 5th edition? It's
vulnerable.
Vulnerable. Yeah, they are not vulnerable to fire, but they do take. They cannot regenerate, and it definitely hampers what they can do. So you guys have done a bonus round. It is exactly 11:30. This creature has taken 10 points of damage. Do you want to do one round of combat to see how we feel, or do we want to pause until next week?
I think I gotta call it.
I think it's a good place to
That's fine.
deposit where we're not in the middle of something. We just kind of got it started and we know where everything's at.
Yeah, it's at 60 HP now, so.
It is not, but okay.
No,
More
nice
than
try.
50 HP.
But all right, cool. So good stuff, everybody, and yeah, I like. Hopefully, you guys, like I always say, hopefully you guys are still having fun with this. But also, way to get this set up. There was a little part of me that was hoping that when somebody came down the stairs, or when Loki entered that door, that he was just going to roll like the worst stealth of his life, and the creature was going to be like, and turn around and see you guys. But no, you guys, like I said, when Hrothgar came down the stairs, I rolled like secretly to see what the creature got, and the creature was like, it's not that intelligent, it's not that aware, so it was a really shitty roll. And I went, all right, he's fine for a little bit. Let's see what happens. So. But
Cool deal.
all right, we will pick up with an ice troll battle next week, and potential for a lot of loot. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Later,
All right.
guys.
All right. Later.